This is the MGTOWinfinium here with another Infinium out and about. This Infinium out and about is entitled, Your Dignity is Not a Folly. Now my brothers, I'm out here in City View Park in Virginia Beach, and it is a nice early fall day, and I will pan around here and just show you that for this time of day it is quite empty, and I sometimes come to this park aside from the other parks I visit in my area to just sit and meditate and walk around and enjoy the fresh air and everything. But my brothers, I really want to talk to you about your dignity and how your dignity as a man is not a folly. It is not a folly of your imagination. It is not a vain type of dream or fancy of your imagination. Your dignity as a man is quite important. And my brothers, these days, our dignity as men is being attacked. And particularly we MGTOW men, our dignity is being attacked. We are being told that we have no right to our dignity. And we must be what women, etc. expect us to be, what simps expect us to be, what men like Matt Walsh expect us to be, just unthinking, undignified, quote-unquote slaves to be pulled around by the machinations of women who think that they have the ultimate power over us. But my brothers, your dignity is not a folly. It is a very real component of who you are as a MGTOW man. Your dignity is not a reaction, so to speak, in terms of being treated properly. It is more so about who you are, every aspect of who you are as a man, and why you should be treated with dignity and respect. Of course, on a basic human level, all humans expect to be treated with dignity and respect. But my brothers, again, because of the state that we live in, because of the feminist plantation state, because of the thinking of women, etc., there is the going notion that we men, in particular, we MGTOW men, do not deserve our dignity. And my brothers, this is something that on face value, it doesn't seem important to the overall scheme, to our walking along the MGTOW path to our freedom. But my brothers, it is. It is vitally important. And it is, again, a important component as to why you are a MGTOW man. My brothers, you have the basic right as a man to be treated with dignity. And that is basically any engagement with a woman, etc., simps, whoever. They have no right to treat you in a undignified manner. And particularly if you're the type of man who is out there and who is doing the right things, who is trying to live uprightly, who is trying to be a good man at heart, they have no right, my brothers, to treat you in an undignified manner. And what I'm getting at is, for instance, a man like Matt Walsh says that we MGTOW men are lowlifes, that we are the ones who are skating by and not doing our duty, and we are the undignified ones. But he does not talk about the types of things that happen when we men get married in this type of society. When we get married in a society which, first of all, hates men, which, second of all, treats marriage as a type of enslavement for men and nothing more, which treats marriage as a type of negation of who we are as men, that we are not men, that we are mere sources of resources. We're mere sources of finances. We are things to be locked down. We are a piece of meat to be roasted and basted so that we can be consumed by divorce rape. Men like Matt Walsh do not talk about these things, these undignified things that happen to us in marriage. And of course, it is the undignified things that happen to us as men, like, for instance, these TikTok influencers who fart in a glass jar and expect men to bow down and pay high dollars for that fart in a glass jar because they see men as below them and therefore undeserving of dignity, undeserving of respect. They see men as nothing more than mindless idiots. And see, my brothers, the MGTOW philosophy steps away from that because we are not mindless idiots. We are not the simps who pay top dollar for a fart in a jar. We are not the men that get into marriages only to be divorce raped. We are free men, and we are free because we know in our hearts that what we are doing is right for us, that we have a right to be free. And with that right to be free, we have a right to our dignity, my brothers. That's what these men like Matt Walsh, or the dating roaches, or the simps who assail us, or our families who tell us that we are nothing, that we have no right to dignity, that we have to be the scapegoats, that we have to be the black sheeps, that we have to be the go-tos for the complaints, the issues that we didn't cause, but because of the way womanism works, it causes, and therefore we are to be blamed. That's what I'm talking about, my brothers, that our dignity is not inclusive of us being the go-tos for everything that is wrong in the society, for accusations of simps, for women who do not understand what's going on in our hearts, and that our hearts are just speaking that if you would just be someone who I could trust and have my back and would not step out on me if I married you, that you would not laugh at me as you're laying in the bed with another man as I'm working my butt off at my job, or maybe two jobs, only to come home and be laughed at and be told that I am at fault for your cheating on me. That's what I'm saying, my brothers. We have a right, an overall fundamental right to our dignity as men. The other aspect is that your overall ability to say no should not be construed as undignified behavior on your part. Now, my brothers, because of what is happening and because of our policies of keeping our resources to ourselves, keeping our money to ourselves for our benefit, for our betterment, there is the machinations of women, simps, etc., that we are undignified, that we should automatically be the Captain Saberhold, that we should automatically be the White Knight, that we should automatically pick up the phone and respond to that babbling, that I need help, that I need you to pay my bills, that I need you to take care of the issues. And then when you take care of the issue, when you do become that Captain Saberhold, when you do White Knight, when you do simp out, you are tossed aside like a used Kleenex tissue. We MGTOW men have learned that the power of saying no is of great benefit to us, and that it keeps us on track and on view of what we should be doing, and that is walking along the pathway to our freedom. That it is not about negating our needs. It is about putting ourselves first in every way possible, taking care of our well-being, taking care of our mental health, taking care of our finances, doing what we need to do, going and doing what we want to do. It is not about putting a woman first and all priorities are rescinded. It is about putting ourselves first and all priorities are rescinded. And that therefore becomes, in a woman's mind, undignified behavior. But my brothers, again, they have no right. Women, etc., have no right to our wallets, to our resources, to anything about our lives, because we are MGTOW men. And that therefore makes their assessment of undignified behavior. When we say no, when we say I will put myself first and all priorities are rescinded, that makes the assessment of our undignified behavior to be invalid and irrelevant. My brothers, regardless of any shaming you get, whether it's family, whether it's the ex, whether it's a woman on the street, whether it's the woman that you met in the grocery store and who will not accept your demands for her to leave you alone, and that you're told that you're rude because you'd rather not have a woman in your life, that is your right, my brothers. And your right, my brothers, is not to be construed as undignified behavior. You have a fundamental right to lead your life in the way you think is best for you. And if it is such that you live your life devoid of a woman, devoid of having kids, and doing what you want to do, and that is living in peace and in tranquility, living in freedom, where you can go anywhere you want to go, do anything that you want to do without having to consult your women. My brothers, again, that is not to be construed as undignified behavior. My brothers, it is your fundamental right to be free in every aspect of your life. And therefore, it is again a component of your dignity as a man. Now, my brothers, their denial of your dignity means that you have the right to deny access to your life. Let me restate again. Their denial of your dignity means denied access to your life, finances, resources, etc. You have the right to deny access if you cannot be treated in dignity and respect. And this is from A to Z, family to that women, etc., who is in the grocery store, who is bugging you, who is following you around and chastising you because you will not speak to her, because you know the dangers of speaking to her. You have the right to deny access to your life. You have the right to say no. You have the right to not be followed around in a grocery store, being taunted, as I have been, just because I said, no, I do not want to talk to you. You have the right, not a woman, not a simp, not your mother, not your sister, aunt, the feminist plantation state, is not any of the aforementioned. You have the right to deny access. Any of those others, like the feminist plantation state, like a woman, like your sister, your mother, they have no right to determine who has access to your life and who does not have access to your life. I remember distinctly being told outright on a few occasions that I had no right as a man to tell a woman not to talk to me. But oh, my brothers, I do have the right. I have the right to say these things. I have the right to be left alone. I have the right to do anything that I need to do in terms of protecting my freedom and therefore my dignity, my brothers. My brothers, again, your dignity is a vast component of the vastness of the MGTOW philosophy, a philosophy that you embrace, which is totally freeing to the extent that it is lambasted and called something that is wicked, evil, just because the embracement of such a philosophy frees men's lives in so many ways. Your walk along the MGTOW path, my brothers, gives you a better sense of who you are and therefore your right to be treated with dignity. It opens your eyes to how the shaming, the unfair shaming, the types of things that are being done to us on a daily basis, how we are told to shut up, that our voices are invalid, that we cannot speak, that we need someone to speak for us, someone to control our narrative, someone to take control of our work as MGTOW content creators and then regurgitate it back to us only for the purpose of clickbait, but nothing being done to help the overall cause of men being free in this society. Again, my brothers, the vastness of what the MGTOW philosophy does for us. That's why I talk about understanding the profound nature of your freedom as men. The MGTOW philosophy, when you look at it, when you begin to look at the various aspects of what it does, even though it is simple in concept, it is vastly incomprehensible in terms of its nature, in terms of what it can do when it comes to our freedom and how it frees us in every possible way. And my brothers, because of that, the MGTOW philosophy encompasses things like our dignity. It encompasses things like being respected. All of these things, my brothers, again, on face value, the MGTOW philosophy is simple in concept, but my brothers, it is profoundly freeing in every possible way. And that is why, my brothers, again, when the innocent begins to cry out that you should simp, that you should do these things, that you should go back, that's why, again, you need to remember who you are as a MGTOW man. You need to remember what you are as a MGTOW man. And that, my brothers, that your walk along this path, it is not only freeing you, but it is saving your life in every way possible, my brothers. That's what you have to remember, that the philosophy, the MGTOW philosophy, is a lifesaver in so many ways. And so many possibilities can result because of your walk along this pathway, my brothers. My brothers, again, you have the right to be free, and you have the right to be treated with dignity and respect. And any women, etc., simp, cup, etc., feminist plantation state, which cannot do so, they do not deserve access to your life, my brothers. This is the MGTOWinfinium, and this has been an Infinium out and about. My MGTOW brothers, as always, stay safe, stay strong, stay on the MGTOW path, and remember, MGTOW is the liberation of men's minds. MGTOW cannot and will not be stopped.